Hi students, good afternoon. How are you today? You guys, today we have the last lesson of Unit 5, which is the Signmaker Assistant. It's the last story we have in this unit. And in this unit, as we know, that we have to learn about responsibility. How to be responsible people in our community, how to be responsible people in our family, how to be responsible to help the others and to care about the animals and everything in our life. But first, before we start with explaining the story, let's know the genre of the story. As we said before, that each story has genre, or it means a type, different type of writing or different type of stories. We know that some of the types are fiction, some of the types are drama, some of the type are real stories, some of the type are realistic fiction. Now, today we will learn a new genre of this story, which is humorous fiction. What does it mean, humorous fiction? As you can see the name right here. Humorous, it means something funny or a joke. Fiction, it means something not real, something I make from my mind. So humorous fiction is a funny story about imaginary people and events. Now the writer of this story, or the author of this story, is Ted Arnold. The name of the man who wrote this story is Ted Arnold. I want you to focus while we read about this question. How can we be responsible when we make a mistake? When you make a mistake in your life, or when you do something wrong, and deep inside you know it's wrong, but you done it anyway. How to be responsible to fix that problem and to learn from that problem? Do we just give our back for that problem and we ignore it and we pretend that we didn't do it and we don't say sorry? Or we have to face it and to fix it and to say for the people around us that we are sorry and we're gonna make it up for them. This is what we're gonna learn together from Norman. Let's go for the next page. Now, the story starts with the old man here, which is the sign maker. What does it mean, the sign maker? The person that makes the signs inside the town for people. Those signs sometimes are signs for the restaurant, signs for the traffic, signs for the street, signs for buildings, signs for schools. So this town was so small town, and there was only one sign maker. He's an old man, he's a good man with a good reputation. All the people inside that town loves this man and they respect him very well because he was in this profession for a long time, and all the people in the town, they know him. So he was a respected person, a good person. But who was helping him in that, in those signs and making those signs? The helper for that man, or the assistant of that man, his name is Norman. He was a small kid. He was going to school every day, but when he come from school, he go immediately for the shop of the old man, and he was preparing the brush, preparing the colors, and preparing the woods and everything they need to do the signs. And then he will help the sign maker until the night. When the night comes, they will go and hang the signs for the people. All the people loved the signs. They loved his work because his work was so good and was so precise that all people praise him. And every time he put a sign inside the town, if he say in the sign stop, people will stop. If he say in the sign don't go off the grass, the people will not go off the grass because they respect him. He is so polite person. If he goes, there's a good food right here, people will come for this restaurant and eat all kind of foods because they trust this man. But now Norman, he was thinking when he was seeing all of those people, what makes them listen to these signs and do what they find in those signs? Why they don't think? Why they don't think about something else? Why they have to obey everything in those signs? So what he done the next day? The next day, as you can see here in the picture, Norman go for the window. On the window, he opened the window and he was looking to the people on the street. So Norman had an idea. He said, if they do everything inside the signs, let me do my own sign and see what will happen. So he wanted to make a trial or experience. What he made, he brought a paper and he wrote on it, "No school today," and he hanged it on the door of the school. When the principal he came, he found the sign and said, "Oh, I didn't remember that there's no school today. Maybe there's no school for real." When the teacher came, she said, "Why nobody informed me? I didn't know that there's no school." And all the children, they found the sign, they said, "Wow, there's no school, let's go home." And they went home. But this sign, nobody put it here, not the principal, not the teacher. So they didn't know. Everyone, he blamed the others. Maybe you done it. The teacher said, maybe you done it. They didn't know who done it. But the children, they went home and they didn't come to school at that day. Norman was watching from his window and he found that the people even obeyed that sign. And he said, whoa, now I find a nice idea and I can do all the things that I want in my life. Instead of people judging me or tell me what to do, I can tell them what to do. So he had another idea. What do you think he will make next? Let's see what he did. The next page. In the next page he said, "This is great," cried Norman. He looked around town for another idea. And then he found the fountain. This is the fountain. In the middle of the town there was a fountain that is full of water. And usually, the fountain that it's only for scene, to make the scene beautiful and to have some water for the birds around you. But you never go and swim inside the fountain, right? Now, this Norman, when he found the fountain, he wanted to play in that fountain for a long time. So he put a sign and he put it open for swimming. And he went there to swim inside that fountain. All the children, when they found that sign, they came and they swam with him. So the people, even the policeman, he came, but he couldn't stop them because he found the sign. So he said, maybe the sign maker made it. Khalas, I will not say anything. Let me go home. So the people played with that sign. Next, he said, wow, this is a nice idea. I can make anything I want in life. And what made him even grow bigger with this fault and with this mistake, that the sign maker, he said for him, today I have some work in the other town. Please close the shop and go home. But Norman didn't listen to him. He stayed inside the shop and he started to run sign after sign, sign after sign. And his head was full of ideas. Evil ideas, good ideas, and bad ideas. Norman has many ideas he wanted to apply in this town. And he was writing and hanging the signs all night. When the people wake up in the morning, they found a lot of signs that they didn't understand, but they obey it anyway, because this is what they used to do for the last 20 years in their lives. They trust that sign maker, that everything he do is a good thing, everything he do is a nice thing, so they just follow up and they do what the sign say. So now one man, he went for the trash. He found what? Deposit money here. Now the sign here asked him to put the money inside the trash, and the people, they came to the trash and they put their money and go. And then some people, he put a sign there, eat your hat, and the people, they put their hat, eat it and throw it there. And then he put on some of the restaurants and some of the shops, toy shop, buy Norman a present. He asked people to buy a present for him. So people, they go and they went for that shop and they bought present for him. He made everything he wanted and he ever wished in his life, he make it true by making order for people what to do in life and what to do for him. People obey all the signs and continue to do the same until what? Let's see. You see how much presents they bought for him? Because they thought the sign maker, he asked them to bring presents for Norman because he's the assistant. They didn't know that Norman, he's the one who's making those signs. Now you see, even this old lady, the poor old lady, she's going home, then she finds a sign that says, go back 3 spaces. He wants to play with people. He wasn't serious, man. He wants to play with people. He wants to play with their lives. He didn't realize that people would obey everything that comes in those signs. And the thing grow bigger and bigger until he couldn't control it. Even he put some of the signs, he thought it's funny. He put this sign like, knock your heads. And people will come and say, knock your heads. Then let's knock your head. They knock each other heads. And then they ate the hats. They brought the presents. They played on the sidewalk. They did everything wrong. Why? Because they obeyed without thinking. And he thought that's funny. So this is the humorous part of the story, that people obey without thinking, and Norman was having so much fun. He didn't realize that it will go even worse than this. He thought it's fun to play with people. It's fun to let them make my requests and to bring me stuff. That would be a nice thing. So he had so much fun and he was laughing from his window. He was watching people and laughing. Those because people are so fool. They are doing everything that comes inside the signs, and that make me even more rich and more nice. I'm having so much nice time and fun time. But what will happen next? Let's see what will happen. Do you think it will stay the same and people will do whatever inside the signs, but nothing will happen? Or do you think the events and the thing inside the story will reach even bigger climax? What do you think? Do you think there will be a problem, or Norman will continue to do what he do? Let's see what will happen. Next, open the next page. In that page, as you can see, he put even a sign. You see how he was naughty? He put this sign, garbage dump. Garbage dump. And here, all the people who want to put the garbage, they come to the restaurant or the grocery and they put the garbage in front of that place just because they found the sign there. And then all the people, they look to each other and they say, what's wrong? We don't know what's wrong. Something wrong is happening in the town. Those signs are so bad. Those signs are evil. We don't like those signs. They made us did something bad to each other. And all the people, they thought that the problem is about the signs. So all of them, they collected all the signs inside the town. The new signs that Norman made, and even the old signs that the sign maker made. The good signs and the bad signs. They collect them together. They put them above each other, and they were shouting and yelling, and they were so angry. They said, the sign maker is playing tricks. Ah! They were shouting. He has made fool of us. We hate him. And now they are so angry. Nobody can control them. Things got out of control, and all the people were angry that they decided to do something bad for the sign maker. They thought that the sign maker is playing with them and he is making them fool in front of each other. They never thought that who is making this is the little Norman. They thought it's the sign maker. Now the sign maker, the poor sign maker, the old man is in trouble. What will happen next? Do you think the people will do something bad to the sign maker? Do you think that Norman will fix all of this mistake, or he will continue doing that thing? This is what we're gonna learn in the next lesson. So see you next time and have a nice day.